When you're a new mom, you have a lot of different priorities. I mean, there's so many things coming at you and so many decisions and so many choices to make. And for me, it was very important to say, breastfeeding is the first thing that needs to be paid attention to.
It's nourishing of the spirit almost. It's the connection that you have beyond just milk.
Hi, I'm Kate Colburn-Smith. I'm a business professional, breastfeeding advocate, and a mom. I wrote the book, The Milk Memos, about my own experience returning to work and continuing to breastfeed my daughters. And we created this video to educate, motivate, and inspire you to keep breastfeeding after you go back to work.
I always knew I would breastfeed. I'm a dietitian. That's the optimal feeding for infants. The American Dietetic Association is the organization I follow as a dietitian, and that's what they recommend.
I mean, we read about it all the time that breastfed babies, they do better in every aspect of life, and I wanted to give my son that advantage that breastfeeding offers.
It's very cost effective, and you don't have to wake up in the middle of the night, and especially when they're, feeding every 2 hours. I didn't have to get up in the middle of the night and go shake a bottle.
One of the benefits that I really saw was I got sick I wasn't sure if it was a flu, but I did get really sick, and I was scared for her to get sick, and she didn't get sick. And so it really protected her from any sickness that I had.
It's your time to reconnect with your child. The separation between mother and child is easier when you're nursing. Hands down, no questions asked.
Just to be able to unconditionally love her during that moment, I think is the best feeling that you can have.
The American Academy of Pediatrics strongly endorses breastfeeding because they know it results in the healthiest outcome for babies and mothers. And their recommendations are that every baby, with rare exceptions, would be breastfed. And they recommend exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months. We know that if exclusive breastfeeding helps extend the duration of breastfeeding, and exclusive breastfeeding gives the most health benefits to the babies. These benefits are dose related. So the more fully you breastfeed and the longer you breastfeed, the more benefits to the baby.
Breastfeeding is a natural thing, but it won't happen on its own. To really make it work, you'll need to have a plan and have it be a high priority. And ultimately, remember why you're doing it. It's for your baby.
So I knew that there was going to be obstacles that would happen, that would take place, because I heard it from other women, but I knew that it was going to be my goal, no matter what obstacle came up, that I was going to breastfeed up until 1 year.
I read something in a fitness magazine that said if you have to make yourself your priority, and if you're going to exercise, you have to put your exercise in your calendar. And I just thought, well, my baby is my priority right now, and it's the same thing. I'm going to put it on my calendar. That's it. That's my time every day.
To be able to pump so that I can come home and breastfeed my baby, that really ultimately, because pumping is, as humorous as it is, it's not the most fun thing. You do have stuff attached to your breasts. You do kind of feel like a milkmaid sometimes. It's not glamorous. There's nothing, but to be able, if this is what I need to do in order to be able to come home and breastfeed my baby, that is why I'm doing it.
It's a means to an end.
It is.
As great as breastfeeding is, unfortunately, some women face challenges. It may be physical issues, or for some women, there are challenges in the workplace with coworkers and management.
Work was my priority also. Unfortunately, my coworkers didn't feel comfortable with that. A lot of resentment built. They weren't telling me, and they would go individually and file complaints to my boss.
They would say, "When are you taking home your boob juice?" or just little remarks. And to me, it was like, okay, I knew it was kind of funny, but at the same time, I knew they were trying to make a point.
And her response was, "I don't think that's a good idea. And as a professional, you're not guaranteed breaks." And again, that's another point where if I was strong enough and assertive enough, I could have said, "There's a breastfeeding law that supports me."
Research shows that workplace lactation programs benefit employers in many ways. Healthcare costs are lower because mother and baby are healthier. There is lower absenteeism, higher productivity and job satisfaction, improved employee loyalty, and a positive image for the employer in the community.
We didn't have our first illness until my son was 11 and a half months old. So I never take off work because my child's healthy.
Them being so supportive has made me feel a lot better about coming back to work and a lot better about staying with my current company.
I still met all of my requirements, getting my paperwork done, making sure that I was meeting with our clients, returning phone calls, all of that stuff.
A lot of times when I would come back from a pumping session, I would definitely feel more focused in my work.
To me, it brought in more of a way to recruit other individuals for working for that company because they knew that they were family oriented.
All of society benefits when our babies are breastfed because we have healthier citizens. We have to remember the infants today are leaders tomorrow, and so having a baby that has optimal brain development from the composition of the milk and that has the health benefits of breastfeeding, it's really a win for everybody. We save significant healthcare dollars when we promote breastfeeding.
I encourage you to set a goal for how long you'll continue breastfeeding after returning to work. Know that you can achieve that goal and even go beyond it, and that there are tons of resources to help you. On coloradobreastfeeding.org, there is great information and links. You can turn to your pediatrician, a lactation consultant, and most of all, to other working moms who have continued breastfeeding and gone through exactly the kinds of things you're experiencing.